The moonlit night that changed everything. How I took control of my destiny. It was a moonlit night when I opened the door and stepped inside. The air was cold and the sound of branches rustling in the trees echoed as if something, or someone, was calling me. Then I heard the voice of a stranger. "You didn't know who your destiny was waiting for, did you?" A shiver ran through my body and my heartbeat quickened. My gaze was fixed on the door, yet it remained closed and I was certain that something was about to change. I had been contemplating this moment for a long time. Everything had become a challenge: work, life, and the people to whom I had made promises. I had been constantly convincing myself that everything was fine, that I was still in control, but that moment was when I had to face the truth. Not long ago something had gone wrong in my life and that mistake had changed me forever. The separation from my parents, the mounting debts, and the immense financial pressure that my husband and I felt every day. My life had revolved around worrying about my 401k, paying student loans, and trying to make our everyday lives better. I didn't have time to assess my situation. Then came the moment when everything suddenly changed. There had been a peculiar silence in our lives for quite a while. I had convinced both my husband and myself that we were doing everything right. Our savings, our frugality, and our plans for the future. But deep down I knew what path I was on. Still, there were some weaknesses, some issues I had been hiding. Everything I wanted to change was right before my eyes, but I remained silent. I had come up with a plan, but its execution seemed like a daunting task. Then that night arrived, the night when everything was going to change. I made a decision: I would no longer retreat. I had chosen a new direction for my future. I knew I had to act and I had to follow through. I thought about the biggest decision of my life. Was I really doing everything I should be? Could I break free from all my pain and change my destiny? When I opened the door, I realized that, in that decisive moment, everything had become part of a larger strategy. The stranger standing before me was here to tell me that my fate was now in my hands. It took me a moment to understand that my destiny didn't just affect me, but it had the power to change the lives of those around me. At that moment I made my move and soon the results began to unfold. I took steps to improve my financial situation, reduced my debt, and reorganized my life. Every decision, every move was made with careful consideration. I knew that the success or failure of this would depend solely on me. It all felt like a game. With every move I pushed my strategy forward. But through it all I remained calm. I didn't give anyone the opportunity to complain. I fought my battle within legal boundaries and I made it clear that whatever happened, it was because of my decisions. Months later, as I found myself reaping the rewards of my success, I realized that everything in life happens according to a plan. Every move contained its own wisdom. When I pieced it all together, I knew it was my destiny and I had changed it in my own way. "You didn't know who your destiny was waiting for, did you?" The voice still echoed in my ears. But now I knew, this destiny was my own and I had faced it. Thank you so much for reading. If this story resonated with you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Your support means the world to me and helps keep the journey going. Stay tuned for more stories and remember, your destiny is in your hands. Keep shaping it one step at a time.